In today's video, we're talking about tip baiting on Instacart and what you can do about it. Yesterday, I fell victim to my first tip baiter, and let me tell you, it was a low blow. So if you're interested in this topic, keep on watching. But first and quickly, I just want to take this time to thank every single one of the subscribers on this channel. You guys are blowing me away every day with your engagement, with your kindness, with your wisdom, with your knowledge, with the way you're interacting with each other. That is exactly what I wanted for this channel, is a place for all of us to come together and to bounce ideas off of each other and to grow with each other and support each other and lift each other up, because this world needs more of that. That's for sure. And we can't get ahead if we don't have the support of everyone around us. And that's why, again, we're here. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for subscribing and for liking the videos and sharing them. And if you're new here and you want to be kept up to date with what's happening as an Instacart shopper or an Instacart customer and all the shenanigans in between, then you will find value on this channel. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell right next to it. That way you will be reminded when I upload new content videos, which is every week. Thank you. Let's go. Yesterday, I was tip baited for the first time ever. I started Instacarting in March, and I can honestly say this is the first time that this has happened to me. As you may or may not know, tip baiting was a huge problem, or still is a problem, on Instacart. And during the height of the pandemic, it actually got really worse. What was happening is it was a supply and demand thing. Customers were wanting their groceries so badly, there was a 2-day backup at least. Even I tried as an Instacart customer to purchase groceries, and the delivery was not slated for about 3 more days out. So to battle this, customers would lure their shoppers in so that they would accept their batches quickly with this high-paying tip, with the intent to never pay them that tip. And instead, after the shoppers delivered like they were supposed to, they would yank the tip. So it was a bait and switch. Really immoral. It's like the lowest of the lowest thing you could do to somebody, but that was happening during the height of the pandemic. It was getting so bad that it was making national news, getting press all over the place. Instacart was feeling the heat. So in June, Instacart put measures in effect to change the way customers can rate to tip their shoppers. So instead of a 3-day tip period, which is what customers were given originally, now Instacart changed that to 24 hours. So basically customers have 24 hours to tip you more or take your tip away. And in addition to that, Instacart also stated, as a measure to protect shoppers, if a customer did indeed tip bait a shopper, according to Instacart, they would require the customers to give an explanation, a written explanation on the app as to why they took that shopper's tip away. So all of that happened in June, and since June, you're not hearing that it is a thing anymore, even though it is a thing because it happened to me yesterday, so it clearly is a thing. But that is the backstory of why Instacart did what they did. So yesterday, got up early, and I always assess every batch that I take, and this was not a huge batch for me, but it was a $25.19 batch for 25 items, which is okay because I like to go item for dollar. That's how I like to do it to stay profitable with only a 2-mile distance. And I also looked at the tip. So I did the batch successfully, communicated the whole way with this customer, who was very communicative with me, very kind. I did, I think 6 or 7 replacements, but of course, showed her every photograph, injected humor in there once in a while and a heart emoji, and oh my gosh, they have this, look at this, oh my gosh, goodness, what are you making for dinner? All that kind of stuff. But that's not anything new for me. I do that with every single customer. I enjoy that part of this job. So the customer service I provided was definitely above and beyond, because I remember everything that I did with this customer because it was just yesterday and I know the batch it was. Anyway, No problem, delivered him per her instruction. Never did see this person, but when I was looking throughout the day at my total, because I'm a numbers driven, I have goals, I set these goals, I need to make these goals. I was like, wait, I'm off, my money's off, what happened? And then I went and looked at my tips. Never did I think there would be a tip problem, but that's when I discovered that this first customer took the tip away from me. And it stated customer modified tip right on the app. So it wasn't because I had to do replacements, plus the order total was the same. Anyway, it happened to me. My tip was taken away from me. And the thing is, not that it was a huge amount, it wasn't a huge batch, I can make that up. It's the principle of it. It is demeaning, it is demoralizing, it is not okay. Who does that? If you were a customer and you're watching this videos, would you not ever do that? And if you are considering doing that, you might need to question what is happening inside of your soul, because that is not okay. So what I did immediately is I contacted Instacart Support. I got right on the line. In the thumbnail of this video, I put the crux of our conversation in that thumbnail. So if you want to screenshot it and blow it up, you can look at it. But basically, I'm going to kind of summarize what this representative said, who was very nice, as a matter of fact. But we know that when we contact Instacart Support, they don't know how to really communicate, and they're doing their darned best. But I mean, I don't blame them at all. I blame the Instacart corporate for the way they are training them, because they are canned, try hard responses. They actually break my heart, to be honest. But so I contacted chat support, and I said, can you tell me why this tip was taken away from me? And he said, I see the tip were refunded to the customer. Huh? That's what he said. You can read it. I asked why. He said no reason mentioned by the customer. Then I responded, so is this considered a tip bait? LOL. I put a chuckle at the end. By the way, you don't get anywhere if you're mean with Instacart Support. You've got to be kind and courteous and playful and fun, and you know what I mean? I'm not ever mean at all. I was very kind to this guy. He was trying his hardest. So then I said, is this considered tip bait? And he said, he didn't actually respond to that part. I think that was over his head. He then told me I received a 5-star rating for that order. And I guess that's the thing here. The customer rated me at a 5-star, but took the tip away. So to me, she had intent right out of the gate. The tip was gone probably within an hour after I delivered those groceries. It's like, you knew you were going to do that. And that is my frustration with tip baiting. It's like, let us have the control at least. Put the tip in the app in the beginning so we can decide if we're going to shop for you or not. That's our choice, not yours. And you guys know how hard you shop when you're in those grocery stores. You go above and beyond every single time. You shop harder and more diligently for customers than you do your own families. And I know this because I do this as well. So to have this happen to you, it's a punch in the face. And it's not a ton of money. It wasn't a huge tip by any means, but it still affected my bottom line. And it wasn't okay that she did this at all. And it's not okay if people are doing this to you. So again, according to Instacart, when customers do tip bait you or take your tip away for any reason, they are required to leave a reason as to why they did that. But in my case, there was no reason given other than I received a 5-star. It doesn't make sense. I do want to say this. If someone from Instacart is watching, this is a really easy fix. If customers are luring shoppers in with tips only to simply by intent take them away, it's not hard to follow through with what you said you were going to do, which is require them to state why that tip was taken away. If it was us, if it was the shoppers, I'll own it. That's fine. If it was because I had to replace items that she approved, at least there's a reason. But to have your tip wiped out for no reason at all with no explanation isn't okay. And you're not doing what you said you would do, which is require customers to indeed state why that tip was taken away. easy fix, Instacart. It's really not hard. You have the resources to do it, and you're not. But I'm talking to my fellow Instacart shoppers. If this happens to you, what can you do about it? I contacted another Instacart support person today who I have to say was very nice, very sweet, very helpful, actually. And basically what she told me is, when this happens, if this does happen to you, so if you do a batch and then you notice your tip was wiped out, contact Instacart Support immediately, and they will review that customer order, and they will review to identify repeated behavior. So they'll look into that customer's past to see if they've done this before. If appropriate, she said that Instacart would also deactivate any customer who has done this before and who is abusing their account. But will this happen? We don't know, but at least she said to do that. So I asked, is there any way to block that customer from not showing up on my batch feed? Because I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? I don't have time for it. Again, it wasn't a lot of money. It was the principle of it, but I never wanted to deliver to this customer again, only for her to do this again. This support person said, if this happens again and you see that the address is the same, if you're not comfortable delivering to her, they can take that batch off of your account. I mean, but again, would that mean a cancellation? I didn't go that deep with her. I didn't do a huge deep dive into it. Anyway, that is what happened. That's what she said. So if it happens to you, just reach out and say I was tip baited, and they will flag that customer's account. But here's the positive, because no matter what happens in life, if anything negative happens to you, you can always spin it into a positive way. I'm not losing sleep over this. In fact, I was irritated, and it was a slap in the face for sure, but I look at all of the great Instacart shoppers I have had, and the fact that I've been doing this since March, and this is the first time this has happened to me, it's amazing. And if it's happened to you, I'm sorry. I do feel your pain, but most customers are good. They are fair. They are tipping us. So that's what I am focusing on. In fact, just a few days ago, there was a flippin' monsoon in New England, and it was raining so hard that it was crazy. Every single customer I delivered to that day in the rain ended up tipping me significantly more on the other end because I delivered to them in the rain. So again, most customers are good. This happens very far and few in between. So I don't want you to think I'm griping, but I'm just giving you the information so that you know what to do, to know that you're not alone, that if this does happen to you, because it's happening to all of us, hopefully it doesn't happen to you, because it kind of messes with you a little bit, but you have to bless and release and let that go. If you are looking for a gig that is fair and equitable, Instacart probably isn't it right now. That could change though. All we need is Instacart Corporate to step up and say, yes, you know what? We're not going to allow customers to get away with this. We're not going to enable this behavior anymore. So always keep your options open. And I repeat myself over and over again regarding this. There are so many other opportunities that you guys can be looking into while you're doing Instacart. And in the meantime, focus on what is great about it. You're making extra income. You have great flexibility. Most customers are nice, and it's giving you financial freedom. So that's what we have to look at. Just know that I believe in you all. I love you all. I thank you all for being here. Please let me know though, before I leave in the comments below, if you have been tip baited on Instacart. And if you have, I would like to know your situation. How many times have you been tip baited? What exactly happened, and what was your fix? And what is your advice to those of us who have been tip baited? Really want to know. I believe in all of you guys. We're all in this together. Again, share with me what's happening in your world. I hope everyone's having a great week. Can't wait to hear from all of you in the comments below. I look forward to that. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Love you all. Bye.